Hey everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review, and today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Sabine Wren figure from the Star Wars Rebels animated series. Now this figure from Hasbro comes packaged in the same style of packaging we see with all the Black Series. You've got the black box with the red background, the figure's clearly displayed. Down below you have some artwork for the character and the name. On the side of the packaging we have the red border, and it tells us this is figure number 33 in the series. And then on the back of the packaging we have a brief bio in multiple languages. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. First of all, we get a set of her Mandalorian blasters that you see her use in the cartoon, and these are done with a gray plastic, and it looks like they've given it a metallic silver wash to them, and they look exactly the same as they do in the cartoon. She also has working gun holsters for both blasters, and the guns fit nice and tight in the holsters. She can also hold the weapons in both hands. She has trigger fingers on both the left and the right hand, so she'll hold the guns nice and tight. We also get this little tool. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I'm sure it's something we've seen her use in the cartoon, but I don't recall it. It looks like a tool, something maybe to repair the ship, a hydro spammer or something maybe, I don't know. But it's done with just a gray plastic, and you've got the little tip here on the end, and then you've got some circles sculpted on the side of the handle. And then finally we get her Mandalorian helmet, and I like the sculpting detail on this. You've got the little viewfinder which does move, so you can have it come down over her eyes like you see her use in the cartoon, or you can have it sticking straight up. I like the more glossy black that they used on the visor, and then they've got the purple with some black mixed in, a little orange and gray. So I like the paint detail on this helmet as well. Now the helmet is done with just kind of a soft rubber type material. Now I will say that the helmet fits very tightly on the head. It's it's a definite tight fit, and if you're not careful, especially when you're trying to pull the helmet off, you might scrape some paint on the head sculpt, so just be careful. And it doesn't seem to totally quite cover her face. You can see a little bit of her chin stick out depending on how you're looking at the figure. So my only probably complaint with this figure is it would have been nice if they'd maybe made this helmet a little bit wider, but still overall I think it looks pretty good, and definitely glad that they made it so it is removable. So for the figure itself, I like the head sculpt. I think they've done a good job of capturing the character's likeness. I do kind of find it weird that she's got some orange in her eyes. I've never noticed that in the cartoon. I'd have to look more closely, so I don't know if that's cartoon accurate or not. It definitely, her eyes match her hair though, so I guess that's the idea behind it. And then you've got the purple with the orange mixed in on the hair, and I like how that looks. Now I do have a little bit of a scratch. That's probably from the helmet rubbing the hair a little bit. So again, that's something you want to be careful about. I like the skin tone, and she's got the purple lipstick, but I really like this head sculpt. It's one of the better looking female head sculpts that they've done in this line, I think. And then the paint detail on the rest of the figure is nice. You've got, she's an artist and does a lot of painting, so she kind of painted her own costume. So you've got this little wolf on the side on her shoulder pad, and then you've got the Rebel Alliance symbol on her chest, and I like the purples, and you've got the grays and lighter and darker grays there on her shirt, and then the checkered pattern on this side, and then you've just got like graffiti sprinkled paint on her gloves and on her boots. So again, I think the detailing with the paint and everything on this figure is really nice, and they've done a good job of capturing the character's likeness from the cartoon. So this figure stands at about 5 3/4 inches tall. Here's a comparison with the other two 6-inch scale Rebels figures that they've released in this line so far. So we've got Kanan and Ahsoka, and the scale between these three seems to be pretty good. And finally, here's a comparison just for fun with Jango Fett and Boba Fett, both of who also wear Mandalorian armors. So for articulation, head's on a ball hinge joint so she can look left, and she can look right, and she can look down pretty good, and she can look back pretty good as well. Arms attached with your standard ball hinge joint, and even with the shoulder pad she can still get her arm out pretty good, and she's got good rotation. She does not have a bicep swivel, single hinged elbow, but can still bend it pretty good, though it would have been cool if they'd given us double hinged elbows like we saw with the Princess Leia figure in this wave. She's got rotation there at the elbow, she's got rotation at the wrist, hinges on the hand, band, so good up and down movement there. She has a midsection joint, so she's got rotation there, but she can't really crunch down at all because of this chest plate and can't really look back either. She does not have a waist swivel. And the legs are attached with ball joints, but with the way they're sculpted, she really can't do the splits very well. That's about as much as she can do the splits. She can get her leg forward good, and she can do her leg back about that much. She's got a thigh swivel, double hinge knee, so good bending there at the knee, and then she has hinges on the feet, so good up and down movement there, and she does have ankle pivot, and then 2 peg holes on the bottom of her feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I like this figure. In fact, this is probably my favorite figure in this wave. I like the paint detail on it. I like the head sculpt. I like the fact that the helmet is removable. My only minor complaint is that helmet is a little bit tight, so getting it on and off without scraping the paint is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge. But otherwise, I think this is a really nice figure and will make a nice addition to your Rebels collection if you're a fan of the animated series. Now, the wave with this figure has started to hit shelves overseas as well as here in the United States. I've been hearing reports of people finding this wave at GameStop stores. We'll have a full image gallery up at JediInsider.com. There'll be a link in the description below for that. And as always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those as well in the video description. And until next time, I'll catch you later.